from the title of this video, you guys know that I'm gonna be teaching you how to get abs. In approximately 6 to 8 minutes, you are gonna have a Cadbury's six-pack. Oh, it's so good. I love you. That much is already gone. Just kidding, but I am gonna be teaching you guys how to get them abs popping. Also, the health benefits of decreasing geek zone visceral fat around the stomach area, which is actually very important. And I'm gonna be busting some major myths that are out there at the moment. I've been reading what's online and it is, to be honest, absolutely ridiculous. So you need to keep watching because you don't wanna miss out on what I have to say. Oh yes, so this is actually leftovers from the last couple of days because you guys know I like to food prep as much as possible. But in summary, what'd you spot on here? Myth bust number 1, carbs are not the enemy. That's a really hard word to say, myths. One of the biggest myths for me is around carbs, and you have to cut out all carbs to be able to achieve a lean physique and have visible abs. It's just not true. It's not a healthy way of living your life. I'm not saying if you were to eat pasta and white bread all day long, you're gonna achieve a lean physique or even be healthy. Of course you're not, but we do need to be looking at how can we get long-lasting results? How can we create a healthy body from the inside out and, to be honest, just live a healthy lifestyle? For me, eating whole grain carbs, it helps me to feel full, another tongue twister, and also it gives you energy for the day. So having the right type of carbohydrates in your diet is so important. Now, of course, some foods are more calorie dense than others. That basically means that in the surface area of whatever you're eating, there are more calories in it. We're not just looking at the amount of calories in each bit of food, we're way more importantly looking at what nutritional value they add. My best advice is keep a colorful plate. Make sure that you are getting all of the major food groups that you need, macro and micronutrients. Do not cut out food groups, unless of course you have to for health reasons, but instead replace less healthy options with healthier options, like the whole grain carbohydrates. This will help you to achieve long-lasting results and enjoy it, guys. Cut out the fad diets. That is myth bust number 2. Ignore what is on trend at the moment. It's not gonna make you happy. It may well get you results for a couple of days, but you're just gonna go back. Of course, we cannot spot reduce fat. We can't choose where we're gonna lose the fat on our body. It is just not physically possible. To lose fat, we need to be in something called calorie deficit, and we're not able to choose where on our body the fat goes. But we can take an approach of losing fat as a whole, then targeting the muscles that we want to tone up. To be in calorie deficit, hey Teds, you have to basically be burning more calories than you're taking into your body, and that includes food and drink. Oh my gosh, this sun is crazy. Now, for some reason at the moment, cardio isn't overly in. It's all about lifting weights. I don't know why. I'm cool with that. I like lifting weights, but I have to say I also love a sweaty cardio session, how it makes me feel. All I can say, find something that you love, find something that you enjoy, and that is gonna be your answer. That's gonna help you burn the fat. And that's gonna help you continue to work out. Whether it's lifting weights, cardio, HIIT, whatever you enjoy, that is the thing for you. And also mix it up. It could even be out walking your dog like I am right now. Speaking of which, are you ready for your groom? I think that was a yes because he doesn't know what grooming is. We're trying mobile grooming today to see if he prefers it. So basically they've brought a van here.
Big old van.
Are you ready for grooming?
I love you.
It's just a shower, I know.
Yeah.
You're like your daddy, you like to be messy.
So if there is one thing that I 100% recommend when it comes to getting abs or getting a flat stomach, it is you need to be training your core. When would you ever expect to grow a peach or get that nice perky butt without training your glutes? You just wouldn't. In my opinion, core is something that is majorly neglected. I think a lot of us don't know how to train it correctly. Now, this is where it gets a little bit complicated, the whole abs are made in the kitchen saying. I don't 100% agree with that. Of course, nutrition is so important, but you're not gonna get a strong core unless you are training the muscle that you're trying to target. I'm gonna throw another curveball at you. Your core is pretty much active all of the time. When you're sitting, you're using your core. When you're walking, when you're standing, when you're sneezing, it's pretty much active all the time. And that's why you'll probably hear a lot of people saying, I don't train core in isolation, I just lift weights and that works my core. They are 100% correct. However, for me, I like to train core, yes, with compound movements, also on its own. And then third and finally, I do some form of cardio, which basically helps to keep my body fat percentage down, which allows me to have the visible appearance of abs. Last thing, guys, having abs, having a strong core is not the be all or end all, particularly from a physical appearance point of view. There's actually a lot of people out there who have abs and don't actually have a strong core, which gets really complicated, but it's because your outer layer of your abs actually aren't your true core. That's all the way deep inside next to your pelvic floor is called your transversus abdominis. I know this is getting a little bit sciencey, but what I'm trying to get across is having a strong core is way deeper than just having a flat stomach. It's going to help you in the long run. It's going to help you from getting severe back pain, which Alex, you can definitely relate to.
Yeah, I've had to have surgery.
Alex had surgery on his back, and one of the ways that he recovered so quickly was by working his core. Please don't just think of having sexy abs as the final answer, the final destination. This is a journey. This is a journey of health that we're on together, and health is way deeper than just how we look. This is the bit you've been waiting for, which is my top 4 exercise tips to help you achieve a toned, flat stomach. First up is core activation. Have you ever been told by a PT or an online program, or just done like 1,000 crunches or 100 crunches and thought, oh my gosh, I'm feeling it in my neck and my back and my core isn't even fired up? That is really common, and it's basically because your form isn't right. So I'm going to teach you how to activate your core, where your core is, and you're going to start to get results. Our true core is actually 4 layers deep, and it's all the way down here in like the knicker line, right next to the pelvic floor. For you to keep it active during your workouts, one top tip is to imprint the spine. So rather than having that sexy overarched back with the rib cage up, we want to take the rib cage down and flatten the back into the mat. And that applies to most, not all, but most core exercises. So a good example is bicycles. We're keeping the lower back flat rather than arching like this. This is actually potentially damaging to the back. Tip 2, we need to be working all 4 core muscles. So we've got the low down ones here, the outer ones, which are the ones that most of us know, and then we have the ones on the side of the body. I've popped all the names there, so we don't need to know about that. But you need to make sure that you're working all 4 layers of the core. That means that you want to be working your core in different planes at different angles. For example, if you're working these ones on the side of the body, the obliques, you want to be adding some rotational movements. If you want to work the lower core, you want to be doing things such as reverse crunches and making sure that the lower back doesn't arch like this as you lower the legs down. You also mix up holds with movement, so dynamic with static. Tip number 3 is involve compound movements. I tend to do these with resistance, with a weight. This is things such as your squats and your lunges. These are all working your core. Even if you want to go a little bit heavy with like your deadlifts, good mornings, your core is heavily involved. So mix up your training plan. Last up is cardio or fat burn. I don't care what you call it. I actually don't care what you do, but it's doing something that gets your heart rate up nice and high so that you can burn calories. It can be HIIT, even some resistance training, or even walking. Whatever works for you, make sure you are getting that heart rate up high.
Will you calm down? Daddy wants to see you.
Someone looking super cute. Hello, Teddy.
Good boy, Munchkin.
Please don't forget, genetics plays a huge role in this. Our genetics will determine where we naturally store our fat. Having abs may be your goal, but what we really need to be focusing on is our health from the inside out. So looking after our bodies internally, and that will show externally, not just in our body, but also our skin, our hair, our energy levels. There's so much to this. So I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please do smash the thumbs up button. And before I leave you guys, I actually have today's competition winner as part of my 40-day summer shred. Every single Wednesday, I'm going to be announcing a new competition winner, and today's winner is That was a drum roll, by the way. On Instagram, Kitty Hurst. Congratulations, babe. I'm gonna be dropping you a DM on Instagram. For everyone who entered, you are incredible. I couldn't keep up with the amount of tags I was getting on stories. Please do not give up, guys. There's so many more giveaways. Next week, you could win my very own lean 8-week transformation guide and my new Mediterranean cookbook. All you gotta do is keep tagging me in your stories on Instagram when you are doing the 40-day summer shred. And if you wanna get involved with the summer shred, it is so easy. Just check the description box down below. Guys, mwah!
Thought you really loved me, guess I was wrong. Thought you'd never leave.